Welcome to the Week at Belmont. I'm Dustin Stout, and this week we begin with sad news. Not only are Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries calling it quits, but Belmont also announced Tuesday it will not be hosting one of the 2012 presidential debates. An email from the office of Belmont President Robert Fisher reads, quote, "Belmont will continue in our mission to seek opportunities to bring our campus and community together to discuss important ideas." But back to the real news. Kim K is getting a divorce? Like, how can this be? I don't know if I can go on. Another Ask Dr. Fisher student forum is coming up. That's right, ask anything from what his favorite Waffle House entree is to where he gets those snazzy bow ties. And maybe throw in a few questions about Belmont too. Ask Dr. Fisher is November 9th at 10 a.m. in the Curb. And as always, the Vision will be live tweeting all the riveting responses. There's an Easy Convo credit coming up this Saturday. The James Madison Society is showing V for Vendetta in Massey 103 from 6 to 9 p.m. This movie night will also include a discussion on democracy and politics and why it's important to remember the 5th of November. But Natalie Portman isn't the only thing you should look out for Saturday. Correspondent Jessica Adkins has more. Jessica?
Thanks, Dustin. If you haven't yet seen V for Vendetta, I won't ruin it for you, but I will tell you it's got my 3 favorite things: Natalie Portman, explosions, and bald Natalie Portman. More importantly though, V for Vendetta is inspired by real historical events that are about to be super relevant. This Saturday is the 5th of November. The Brits call it Bonfire Day because, as the story goes in V for Vendetta, on that day in 1605, a group of English Catholics attempted to blow up the House of Lords. They were trying to kill King James I. Basically, they failed, didn't blow it up, the king survived, so people lit bonfires around London to celebrate. For like decades after that, the celebrations kind of carried an anti-Catholic feeling, but over the past century, it's really just become a nice way to have a bonfire and watch fireworks. So it's not really about assassination attempts anymore. Dustin?
Oh, sorry. That's good, Jessica, but what does that have to do with Saturday?
Well, the creepy mask in V for Vendetta is supposed to represent Guy Fawkes, the guy in charge of the explosions in the 1605 attempt, but it's also become an image associated with a hacker group known as Anonymous. You might have heard of them through their support of WikiLeaks, and they're also the people who brought down the websites of MasterCard, Visa, and even the Westboro Baptist Church.
Sounds like some highly skilled cyber ninjas.
Yeah, Dustin, but now some of these hacktivists have announced that they'll work to hack Facebook this Saturday because of its privacy policy. Anonymous believes the information users upload may be shared with outside groups or the government. So some of the hackers are trying to hack the social network and shut it down permanently to protect us.
So what you're saying is I should save all those adorable Halloween pics I was tagged in this weekend because they might not be online by Sunday?
I don't know. I'm just saying there are a few super nerds out there who don't like this guy Mark Zuckerberg. But I don't think they can take him down like they did with Justin Timberlake, because I saw Mark Zuckerberg shoot Bill Murray in that zombie movie, and Mark Zuckerberg does not mess around.
You do know that's Jesse Eisenberg, not Mark Zuckerberg, right?
And nerds all look the same.
Thanks, Jessica. We'll keep an eye out to see if those cyber ninjas can pull it off. In other news, the Hillside apartment complex is presenting Espresso Self. It's an opportunity to express yourself through reading, song, or visual art, and at the same time to enjoy specialty coffee drinks from a local coffee caterer. To sign up in advance for Espresso Self, visit BIC for contact information. Espresso Self is tonight at 7 in the Hillside Clubhouse. Well, hopefully it's no surprise to you that academic advising is this week. Dr. Reality is standing by for more. Dr. Reality?
Thanks, Dustin. I'm not exaggerating this week when I say walking into the advising chambers can be an intimidating experience, to say the least. So here's what I advise to making advising the most advantageous.
All right, people, listen up. This is going to be good. I have a feeling.
First, if you walk into the advising office and haven't even begun to schedule classes for yourself, turn yourself right around and get familiar with ClassFinder. It is not your advisor's job to pick every single class for you and hold your little hand along the way. No.
For sure, it's always smart to go into the appointment with some sort of plan.
Next, save yourself the disappointment, freshman. You are not going to get into that philosophy of Star Wars class you want. Just plan on registering for something like philosophy of ancient history. In fact, go for the 8 a.m. That 2 o'clock you wish you could have will fill up the first day of registration.
I hate to admit it, but ain't that the truth? Freshmen, your time will come. Okay, DR, what's your last piece of advice?
Finally, your advisor has 200 other students whose names they never remember, but they hold your future in their hands. So you better start memorizing degree works backwards and forwards. We're big boys and girls now. You are responsible for knowing what classes to take. If you don't come bawling like some baby to me when you can't graduate because you never knew you had to take survey of maple syrup class or whatever they're making music business majors take these days. That's the truth this week. Back to you, Dustin.
Thanks, Dr. Reality. Safe for Women Only is a 2-hour introductory self-defense program that provides women with risk awareness, risk reduction, and personal safety information, in addition to a few very basic physical defense techniques. Like this one: if you come in contact with a threat, ladies, in your deepest, most defensive voice, say, "I am not a nice person." That'll scare him away. SAFE stands for Self-Defense Awareness and Familiarization Exchange, and it's tonight at 5 in the Beeman A&B. Well, before we go, the Vision's featured beat and track artist, Bryce Merritt, will perform a show at the Curb Cafe next Wednesday. If you haven't picked up the November issue of the paper to read about Bryce, do so. Go. Now. But first, Bryce's set at the Curb begins at 7. Well, that's all we have this week. Thanks for joining us. Tune in next Wednesday for our exclusive interviews with the Rock Showcase contestants. Until then, I'm Dustin Stout.
Yo, Dre is a name for it. I make something dope on a record, that's what he came for. Kicking reality, yo, but staying itself, but it's important that...
Can you hand me that? Sorry.
You can lean over. Let's see.
How's my outfit? Do I look like a real journalist?
Flower bed and everything.
Is it still recording?